Welcome into the Vestavia Hills City Schools podcast. I'm Whit McGee.
And I'm Brooke Wedgeworth.
It's good to be back with you again. Here we are in the spring 2024 semester, really getting close to the midpoint of the semester, too.
Absolutely. I feel like every time I see you, Whit, it's like time has just flown by. Like 2 months later, and here we are.
Right. We definitely have to go our separate ways in all of our positions as that we tackle the different responsibilities of the school system and supporting our schools. So yeah, we as a district team don't really have the opportunity to get together that often. We try to do it like we have like a holiday luncheon, and then there will usually be like an end of the year thing. And that's about it.
Yes, other than meetings.
Right. Otherwise, we're out and about. So
that's right.
We have another member of our district team with us today, Faith Lenhart, who is the Director of Arts Education. And it is good to see you again, Faith. Welcome.
Good to see you guys, too. I'm excited to be back.
Well, we've been talking about something that you may have seen a little bit of publicity about it on social media and in other places around the school system. But you're going to be hearing a lot more about it in the days to come, and that is I Am Vestavia Week. And so Faith is here today to talk about that. But first, really want to tell people about your role in the school system and how you got here, where you're from, and what you've done in the school system over the years that has gotten you here to the central office and in your role in arts education.
Well, I am from Decatur, Alabama, and grew up there, and my husband and I met there, and we've been in Birmingham for 25 years. I was the dance director at the high school for 23 years before I moved to the central office as Director of Arts Education. And I get to meet with teachers of all different arts genres and all different age groups. So it has been really fun. I enjoyed helping them and learning from them as well.
So, Faith, we have, as Whit mentioned, a very exciting week coming up in March 18th through the 22nd. We have I Am Vestavia Week. And we just really want to start by telling our listeners how this idea originated. So where did this all come from?
So last spring, the wonderful EL teachers in our district had the first international night, and they had all of their students. There was a parade of flags. They had a guest speaker, and it was this wonderful event at the Civic Center. And it was so well attended that we had to pull chairs out to accommodate. After it was over, we all kind of got together and said, that was wonderful, but we've got to go bigger and better next year. So we decided to do a whole week, I Am Vestavia Week, celebrating our cultural diversity. And we're going to have a larger festival at the high school and the first of the week on March 18th. And then each school has plans to celebrate their cultural diversity within their school. And each school has their own committee to do that. So we're really excited. We have a lot of volunteers from the community that have already signed up to host tables at the festival. We have guest performers, and we have a keynote speaker. So it's going to be a great event.
Well, I remember thinking back to that inaugural event that we did last year. I had the opportunity to do a video that was sort of a montage of all of our students that come from all over the world to Vestavia Hills to learn and get an education. And it was really sweet and eye-opening just to see the incredible cultural diversity that we have in our school system. In fact, in our annual report, which you can pick up in any of our schools or on the website, last year, it shows in the annual report that last year we had students that came from 43 different countries and spoke 31 different languages at home here in our school system. That's a remarkable number, Faith.
It is, and we have, as we uncovered this year, there's even more students here. And one of the challenges that we've had that's been really fun is we are going to have a flag to represent every country represented within our school district. And one of the things that we're going to do is have a parade of students where they're all going to carry the flag in the ceremony to kick it off. So it's been really fun to learn all the different customs and traditions that these cultures have. We also have had a lot of the community members donate to our Amazon wish list. So we've been able to get flags and supplies for the festival. So we're really off to a great start.
Well, and I think this just speaks to why this festival and why this week is really so important, because we really need to highlight and create just an awareness of, what a rich community we have, all these cultures that are represented, and for students and parents to learn about, your classmates, what their cultures and their traditions and the languages that they speak. So I think really dedicating a whole week to this is just a great way to really celebrate the rich cultures that we have here in our school system.
I also have been doing research and gone to a couple different cultural festivals that are held in the Birmingham area, and have learned so much. And it's eye opening to me. I've lived here for 25 years, but didn't know all of these wonderful things that were happening. So I'm hoping that this festival and this week will educate our community about all the things happening that they didn't realize that were fabulous and have been happening for a long time. But now they get to be involved as well.
Well, Brooke, you just touched on something that I think is important to point out, which is that in our schools, the teachers spend a lot of time, especially at the beginning of the year, but really throughout the year, doing activities with students and things to help them get to know one another and get to understand and celebrate the unique things about students and where you're from and what your cultural background is certainly part of that. I know you experienced that in the classroom too. It really helps to bring the group together and to find those things that we all have in common. And so this is a cool way to elevate that to a larger level and to bring greater awareness to our community about that. So you've got a list of things that are planned for that week, Faith. Can you unpack some of what's going to be going on that week?
I sure can. So I'll start with some of the things that are happening within our schools, and there are many more than I will list because they are still in planning stages. But one thing that we started from the beginning is that we're going to have suitcases at all the schools, and each school will have 15 different suitcases, and it will be different countries will be in the suitcase, and it's a ready-made lesson plan with activities that teachers can do with their students. It will have a QR code to more resources online about that country and artifacts. So we're in the process right now of putting those together, and those will be delivered to the schools in early March for the teachers to use. We're also working to plan for the world language classes from the high school to go down into the elementary schools and do a lesson in the language that they're studying, so they can read a book and do a lesson with the younger students. Other things that some of the secondary schools have planned are a club banner competition. They're doing student interviews. We've got cultural trivia. Carpool music is something that I think is going to be exciting to have different cultural music playing for carpool and during class change. A couple of the schools have already planned assemblies. And they also are going to do a photo booth and door decorating contest. So a lot of different things that are happening. And at the high school, especially, a lot of it is student-led. We have a student committee that's working on a lot of this stuff. For the festival, we've got some performers from the community. We're going to have an Indian dance group and a West African dance group. And we have a keynote speaker. It's Dr. Sanjay Singh, we're very excited about. And we're going to have an elementary youth choir that is going to perform at the ceremony as well.
So it sounds like there's so many great events and opportunities planned, not just for the festival, but really going on at the schools throughout the week. So I'm sure people listening might be wondering, other than attending, what are some ways that they can get involved? So are there ways they can participate or help, volunteer even leading up to the festival or leading up to, or ways they can be involved that week?
The most important thing is to attend the festival, I would say, because the one of the goals of it is community awareness and bringing the community together. We are going to have a couple volunteer opportunities. I've already worked with some of the PTO representatives that are going to help us with logistics and getting things set up. But also they can volunteer in their child's class to go read a book if they are from a different country or have a background that they could share with their classroom.
And I do want to point out, because I don't want people to miss it, but the community festival is on March 18th. That will begin at 5:30 through 7:30 at the high school. So that's where there will be a keynote speaker, as Faith mentioned, the parade of countries, food trucks, several dance groups, and choir groups performing. So just really a great opportunity to come out and start off that week and attend that community festival.
We are going to have what we're calling villages, and we have over 25 different families that have volunteered to have a booth at our village, and they're going to bring things from their home, artifacts. They're going to tell stories, teach kids how to say hello in their native language. So that will happen outside of the gym at the high school where the food trucks will be, and we'll have crafts for kids to do. All the children will get a passport when they come, and they can go from table to table to get their passport stamped. That'll be from 5:30 to 6:30, and then at 6:30 we will usher everybody into the gym for the more formal assembly.
So I'm getting the sense from what you've got on the list of things happening here and from what you're describing with this festival, that this is something for all ages. This is something K through 12 that you're going to have a pretty enjoyable experience.
Yes, we're hoping that we'll have students from all grade levels and families and community members come out to celebrate with us. Well,
I'm noticing too that the inaugural event that we had last year that was under a different name, as you mentioned earlier, was, I believe, at the Civic Center.
It was.
Was a great facility, absolutely gorgeous. The city did such a great job with that. Moving it to the high school gives you more room to do some of these other things, to add in some of the other activities and things that you want to have with this event. So I think that's a really good move.
It is. It's going to be fun. The outside part, I guess I'm calling it the festival, is going to be really fun. We're going to have a DJ. There's going to be a stage where there's going to be a couple performances that happen during that festival time. So we hope everybody comes out and can plug in and enjoy all of the things we have planned.
And Brooke, we had the opportunity recently to hear from Dr. Sanjay Singh in one of our administrative team meetings. And Faith, you were there too. And I was just fascinated by him. He's like a philanthropist in Birmingham, somebody that is just extremely knowledgeable in technology and innovation and developing companies that are like startups that have really unique ideas. He was great.
Yeah, he was so impressive. So even if you can't make the festival part, come to the ceremony and you'll have the opportunity to hear him speak as well as other performances. So
he's been a large help in helping us plan. He's very involved with the Birmingham Museum of Art, and he's also been able to give me some contacts of cultural organizations in the community that are going to be able to come and have booths at our event too. So he's been a real asset.
So thinking about just the lead up to the ceremony, Brooke asked a second ago about how to get involved, and so I'd like to make sure though that we specifically address: are there any needs that you have at the moment? Things that are like, well, we really would be great if we had this, or if we could offer this. Is there anything like that?
I think we're pretty well planned because it's the first year. I feel like next year we will be able to add things and people will have a better idea of what the event's going to be like, and they can, also reach out to us with different ideas. But I think we're good right now. Now we're just getting into the heavy planning and logistics of the event.
All right. Well, Faith Lenhart, thank you so much for joining us today. I Am Vestavia Week, a celebration of our cultural diversity in Vestavia Hills City Schools, March 18th through the 22nd. Don't miss it. Especially don't miss the community festival on the evening of the 18th. Thank you, as always, for joining us.
It's my pleasure. We look forward to seeing everyone.
And thank you for listening to the podcast. We'll talk to you again soon.